Real Madrid are the biggest club in the world. However, they have never won the treble. And with Xabi Alonso on the verge of the sack, I'm taking over the job. And I won't quit until I either win the treble or get sacked. Here at Real Madrid, coming second place is seen as a failure. It's to be expected when you're at the biggest club in the world. To replicate the pressure a Real Madrid manager would feel, we have seasonal objectives, and if I fail to complete the majority of them, I will be sacked and the series will be over. Here are the objectives, and on paper it should be easy enough. But trying to control the egos of Mbappe, Vinny, Bellingham and co. will be harder than it seems. I have just been appointed as the new manager of Real Madrid, and my first challenge is dealing with injuries. There are so many that I can't even fill the bench for the friendly against Manchester City without promoting some players from Castilla. Early into the match, Foden scored an absolute screamer to open the scoring. We had a chance to equalize, but Valverde squandered it. In the second half, things went from bad to worse as Haaland scored. And then he scored again. A 3-0 loss isn't the best way to start your Real Madrid career. I'm not too worried, though, as it was only a friendly, and we're in the middle of an injury crisis as well. There'll be no excuses if we lose to Espanyol, though. But it was the home team who struck first. Brahim soon responded with a fantastic goal. Before Vinny put us 2-1 up at the break. Five minutes into the second half, Espanyol equalized with a worldie from Roberto Fernandez. Trent was having an absolute stinker, so I decided to sub him off. When we still couldn't find the back of the net, I decided to execute my master plan, halal ball. And with the last kick of the game, we did it. Raul Asensio with an edge-of-the-box volley to secure all 3 points. With both starting fullbacks from the last match injured, Carreras and Güler came into the starting 11. This was a much more routine win compared to the previous match, with an own goal Vinny and Gonzalo being the difference makers. Against Levante, Tchouaméni and Rodrigo got the job done. 9 points out of 9 in August saw me win Manager of the Month. That's what you call an instant impact. After this, however, Gonzalo seemed distracted in training. This was due to interest from Crystal Palace, which Fabrizio Romano even confirmed. Palace, however, showed no interest in Kylian Mbappe after his slow start to the season. So before our next match, I made a tactical tweak, turning Mbappe into more of a trequartista rather than a traditional poacher. And that seemed to pay off immediately, as Mbappe scored inside 60 seconds. Gonzalo thought he'd responded to the transfer interest with a goal of his own, but unfortunately he was just offside on this occasion. Oyarzabal then scored a wonder goal to level the match. It wasn't long before Mbappe turned 1 goal into 2. And then 2 into 3. Mbappe will get all the headlines for that hat trick, but I think I deserve some credit for the tactical tweak. After the match, Atletico Madrid and Newcastle both submitted big money bids for Camavinga. I was ready to reject them, but seeing that he was interested in leaving made the decision for me. Anyone who doesn't want to play for the badge can leave, and he'll be heading to Newcastle in January. With El Clasico just 3 days away, I rotated the squad against Chelsea in the Champions League, sacrificing 3 points for just 1 as we played out a goalless draw at the Bernabeu. And what did we sacrifice it for? This, the biggest match of our season so far. This would show whether we were contenders or pretenders in the title race. I decided to start Bellingham despite him only just returning from injury and not being fully fit. A huge risk. For the entire first half, we dominated Barcelona at their stadium, but just couldn't put the ball in the net. That was until stoppage time, when we went 1-0, up courtesy of Jude. That decision to start him had already paid off. 5 minutes into the second half, he doubled his tally for the night as Barcelona went 2 goals down, sending us 6 points clear of them. Crucial at this stage of the season. Lewandowski pulled one back with 10 minutes to go, which led to me executing my other master plan, harem ball. And it worked perfectly. We held on to win 2-1 despite relentless pressure from Barcelona. The good vibes didn't last long, though, as transfer interest from Chelsea and Vinny Jr. emerged shortly after the match. But I have no intention of letting him go. Don't they have enough wingers already? Back to the good news. Our youth intake was revealed, and this Pantoja guy is already wanted by Barcelona. I immediately offered him a contract so he couldn't even consider leaving. Against Alaves, I rotated the squad again and we still picked up a comfortable 4-0 win. After the match, I was asked whether we could continue our phenomenal run of form. And I said yes, because we have the players to prove it. But actions speak louder than words. Next up was Arsenal, the team that thrashed this club 5-1 last season. These players were out for revenge. And despite us creating chance after chance after chance, Arsenal did what Arsenal do best, scoring from corners. We lost a must-win game, showing that this team might not be ready to win the treble just yet. In the league, however, things are still looking great as we won once again. This time, 3-0 against Rayo Vallecano. Maybe managing Real Madrid is easier than I made it out to be. Wait, why is Mbappe texting me?
I've not been playing my best football this season. I want to move to the left wing.
I'm not sure I can do that. Vinny has been playing well, and I don't think he'd be happy changing positions.
But you have to cater to your best player's strengths. Trust me, you won't regret this.
Okay, next match, you're on the left wing. Against Athletic Bilbao, Vinicius started up front, while Mbappe played from the left. Vinny grabbed the only goal of the game in his new role, while Mbappe failed to convert his chances. In the Champions League against Monaco, the home side had opportunities. But right before halftime, Jude Bellingham scored our first goal of the campaign. Vanderson was then sent off with 20 minutes to go. And Arda Güler scored his first goal of the season to secure a 2-0 win. Against Girona, Mbappe was tired. So Endrick came in, fresh off returning from injury, and it's safe to say he made an instant impact. Late in the game, Girona equalized with their only shot on target, and we dropped points in the league for the first time this season. Against Osasuna, Budimir scored inside 15 minutes to give the away side the lead. Endrick equalized, but we went into the break at 1-1, and I started to worry. As it stood, we'd taken just 2 points from our last 6, not good enough in a title race. 2 minutes into the second half, Endrick scored again. That goal gave us confidence. Then we scored again, and again, and again. Against Napoli, Vinicius scored after just 45 seconds. The score stayed the same until halftime. Before Valverde struggled and I replaced him with Rodrigo, David Neres then scored a stunning equalizer. In the final moments, Di Lorenzo conceded a penalty and got himself sent off. Vinny stepped up and converted. A slightly fortunate win, but we'll take it. We then hit 4 past Real Betis. Once again, Ferland Mendy picked up an injury. His inconsistency, paired with constant fitness problems, has me seriously considering selling him in January. Mbappe then won the Ballon d'Or, which definitely didn't make Vinicius happy. And to make matters worse, Vinicius followed it up with a hat trick in just 8 minutes against a 10-man. Elche side reminding everyone exactly who he is. Against Inter Milan, Vinicius scored a brilliant goal just before halftime. Lautaro Martinez, the Ballon d'Or runner-up, equalized in the second half. But in the 90th minute, Gonzalo curled in only his second goal of the season to win us the match. Mbappe then scored twice against Real Oviedo as we won 3-1. Next up, the Madrid derby. Atletico were second in the league, so we couldn't afford to slip up. They had chances, but Vinicius scored just before halftime. 30 seconds into the second half, he scored again. Arda Güler came off the bench to make it 3. Alvarez pulled one back with 10 minutes to go, but the game ended 3-1. We went 4 points clear of our city rivals with a game in hand. In the Champions League, we faced another Italian side, Juventus. They missed several big chances before Endrick put us ahead. Kefren Thuram equalized in the second half and the game ended 1-1. We then smashed 5 past Getafe and another 3 against Sevilla. 17 league games, 16 wins, 1 draw. The media started saying we could go invincible, and honestly, it might be possible. Bellingham even told the press that I'm the reason for his incredible form this season. And he's not wrong. We're 10 points clear of Atletico. Against Celta Vigo, Mbappe scored the winner early on, before picking up a knock, thankfully nothing serious. January arrived. Al Nassr bid $13.5 million for Rudiger. I negotiated and sold him for $20 million. A 32-year-old with 6 months left on his contract? Not bad business. The Camavinga deal to Newcastle went through, adding $104 million to our budget. To replace Rudiger in the summer, I signed Mark Guehi on a pre-contract deal. He's been linked with Real Madrid in real life, so it actually makes sense. But then, my phone blew up. A 124 million euro bid for Rodrigo. And then, 149 million for Vinicius. Two of our most important attackers. Some of you said Vinny is the problem. Too many egos, too much money to refuse. Others said I should keep Vinny because he scores important goals for us. Rodrigo, on the other hand, hasn't been doing that. So I negotiated with Spurs and ended up selling Rodrigo for around 128 million euros, while rejecting Chelsea's bid for Vinicius. In the Cup, I rotated the starting 11 to give the youth a chance. But disaster struck early as Endrick picked up an injury. Arda Güler stepped up and converted his penalty. Before halftime, Pantoja made it 2 in stoppage time. And then Arda stepped up again to score another penalty and make it 3-0. To replace Rodrigo, I wanted to go closer to home. We had an 11 million euro buyback clause for Nico Paz, and I triggered it. Liverpool then came in with a bid for Ferland Mendy. After negotiations, I sold him for 14.25 million euros. So yes, both Rodrigo and Mendy were gone. Next up was the Supercopa semi-final against Barcelona. But just 6 minutes in, Tchouaméni made a reckless tackle and was sent off. From that point on, we were always going to struggle. With a man advantage, Barcelona capitalized. And just like that, we were out of the Supercopa. In La Liga, we conceded 3 goals to Villarreal, but thankfully scored 3 ourselves to keep our unbeaten run alive. Gonzalo then scored a hat-trick against Tarragona in the Cup, as we cruised to a comfortable 3-0 win. With Courtois' contract expiring in the summer, I decided to extend it by another 2 years. Hopefully we'd have won the treble by then, or so I thought. Aston Villa and Atalanta both submitted 88 million euro bids for Arda Güler. But if I was going to sell him, I wanted more than that, money they weren't willing to pay. Against Mallorca, Vinicius scored early on. Then Nico Paz scored his first goal since returning to the club. Mbappe wrapped things up in the second half to secure a 3-0 win, opening an 11-point gap to Atletico. In the Champions League against Nice, Dani Ceballos and Fede Valverde scored the goals that essentially secured our place in the top 8. Against Valencia, Vinicius had an early goal ruled out for offside. Mbappe converted a penalty before Tchouaméni picked up a lengthy injury. Arda Güler then wrapped things up before Valencia scored a consolation goal. Against Espanyol, Vinicius scored not once, not twice, but 3 times. Unfortunately, Valverde picked up an injury with 10 minutes to go, ruining what should have been a flawless win. He'd be out for 3 weeks. I won Manager of the Month for January, and Mbappe won Player of the Month. Then came the Copa del Rey quarterfinal against Athletic Bilbao. They scored just before halftime. We responded quickly, but our goal was ruled offside. The same thing happened to Brahim in the second half. No matter what we tried, it didn't work. We were knocked out of the Copa del Rey. And just like that, our treble dreams were over. We bounced back in the league. Mbappe scored a hat-trick against Levante, and we followed that with a strong win over Real Sociedad. Then came another El Clasico, this time at the Bernabeu. After just 84 seconds, Bellingham scored a screamer to open the scoring. Gavi equalized just before halftime. 5 minutes into the second half, Brahim scored. Late on, he won a penalty, and Arda Güler buried it. A 3-1 win over Barcelona, sending us 19 points clear at the top. Worryingly, we then dropped points to bottom-placed Alaves. Despite that, I still won Manager of the Month for February. I promoted Castillo and Tejerina from the youth team, while Fernandez Leonardo was also signed from our intake. Against Rayo Vallecano, Mbappe missed a penalty, but scored the rebound. Vinicius made it 2. Then in the second half, he scored a stunning goal and completed his hat-trick just 13 minutes later. Then came Galatasaray in the Champions League round of 16. They scored first. Vinicius equalized. This was the last time things felt normal. Galatasaray scored again before halftime. Then just 90 seconds into the second half, Vinicius picked up an injury, arguably our most important player. I tried everything, but we couldn't come back. Vinny's injury turned out to be a stubbed toe, ruling him out of the second leg. I rotated in the league, but we lost to Athletic Bilbao, our first league defeat of the season. In the second leg, I played Bellingham as a false nine. It was working. We overloaded the midfield. Bellingham was making great runs. We looked like the better team, but right before halftime, he picked up a knock. I had to take him off, bring Gonzalo on, and abandon a system that was working. Galatasaray scored to make it 3-1. I switched to a 3-1-1-5 formation, went all-out attack, and it worked. Valverde scored. But instead of going back to a 4-3-3, I stuck with the front five. That mistake cost us. Osimhen scored to make it 4-2. And then he scored an identical goal 5 minutes later. Mbappe pulled one back with 20 minutes to go, but it was over. We were out of the Champions League in the round of 16. Not good enough for a club of this stature. Out of the Copa del Rey, out of the Champions League, and no longer invincible in the league. This means we've already failed 2 objectives this season. Although we have completed the goal of having a U21 player with 25-plus appearances. We're already top of La Liga and on track to win it, while both Mbappe and Vinny are just 7 goals away from the 30-goal objective. But we've already lost 6 games this season. Arsenal, Barcelona, Bilbao twice, and Galatasaray twice. The board expected me to complete 4 objectives this season, so they're keeping a close eye on me ahead of this match against Real Betis, thankfully with Vinny available. Hendrik gave us the lead early on. And just 4 minutes later, Valverde scored an identical goal. Arda then made a stunning run from the halfway line and scored for 3-0. Brahim Diaz then made it 4, but before halftime, Ez Abde scored a goal that seemed to give Betis hope. Despite the scoreline ending 5-1, Real Betis actually played up to par with us, just failing to be clinical. Against Elche, Hendrik scored the opener before. Mbappe's shot went into Hector Fort's net for 2-0. Hendrik then wrapped things up as we won, 3-0. In our next match against Real Oviedo, we went 1-0 down early. We kept attacking, but our engine in midfield, Federico Valverde, got injured yet again. As it stood, I was on the verge of the sack. Whatever we tried, the ball just wasn't going in the net. Even when we went to the front five, we couldn't score. Our 7th loss of the season, and I was hanging by a thread. After the game, Florentino Perez had something to say to me. Got a minute? Yes. We need to talk about your job. We're out of the Copa, the UCL, and we're losing too many games. We don't have the squad depth for 3 competitions. Excuses like that don't fly at this club. Next match, Atleti at home. If I win, I stay, right? For now, you're on borrowed time. This was our biggest match of the season. No room for error. Hendrik scored yet again, and the score remained 1-0 until halftime. We were dominating Atleti, and 5 minutes into the second half, Brahim scored to make it 2-0. Vinny then wrapped things up as we officially won the league, with 5 games to spare. I then proceeded to simulate the next 5 games. But something was wrong. 1-1 against Getafe, a 2-1 loss to Celta Vigo, 0-0 with Sevilla, a 2-0 loss to Villarreal, and a 2-2 draw with Mallorca. No wins in our last 5, and no player managing to score. 30 goals meant we had only completed 2 objectives this season. Despite winning the league, the news soon came in. I had been sacked from Real Madrid. Managing this club might be the hardest job in football, but luckily, I might not be out of work for long.